What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about some gigantic Persona 6 leaks. And now, the originator of this, and I want to kind of, rush through this beginning part because I'm pretty confused as to, who these people are. You got Midori coming back in, but there's been so much lore with this individual, with, the fake Midori versus the real one, and honestly, I don't even know what to believe. And so, I guess to kind of give you, the precursor and the lead up to this, I don't know if you can trust this. There are people fact-checking it and saying, yes, this is true. So there's kind of people on top of the person that claims they know what they're talking about. There's other people saying, yes, they do know what they're talking about, and this is correct info. So take it with a grain of salt. If you don't want to believe it, that's fine. If you do want to believe it, that's also fine. You can kind of have fun with the rumors that we're about to talk about. If it is true, may I just say, I'm very excited. I do want to throw that out there. Okay, let's jump over to what this actually is. From Ramona 3 Reload. Let's start with the release time, my favorite thing. As rumored, Persona 6 is targeting a 2025 release date. More specifically, summer of 2025. July if I had to guess, but if not, then August. Post-launch DLC is on lock. Lots of customization stuff for party members and both protagonists. Smaller expansions and I believe more sizable expansions separate from the main base game. As already heavily reported, the main color is green, the theme is black and white, duality is a major thing in Persona 6, and the protagonists, and they give the names, represent this among other things. On the topic of two protagonists, I don't believe it's a matter of picking one. One protagonist, the male, takes priority over the other. Both have plenty of playtime, but don't expect choice or an equal amount of playable screen time. The game takes place in an art school. This is where the black and white duality thing also comes in. Lots of modern art and traditional art clashing. One of the center conflicts will be modern versus traditional. Remember, art is subjective. Another small focus will be on the different mediums there, music, painting, writing, etc. Expect this to influence the main cast too. Game is internally described as semi-open world. I would like to imagine that Metaphor influenced this, and I'd expect what openness there is to be similar to Metaphor. Social links are expanded upon massively and feature a lot more interactivity. Choices matter quite a bit more, and I believe they're utilizing some older mechanics alongside the newer ones to spice things up. Back to the DLC, there was around 3 years of support planned. The initial expansion pass, I don't believe will cover it all. If the expansion pass still happens, as I'm looking into things more, and I'm unsure of how they'll go about pricing all this. Anyway, game is in the localization stage. Reveal will be, and he messed up here. He said TGS. He actually meant the Game Awards. Will be on most current gen consoles. I'm not counting Switch 2 at launch personally, but we'll see. I'll quote tweet this thread with additional info if I get any, so on, so on, so on. So there you go. And like I said, the big thing, because there was the change, so I do believe the Game Awards is the official thing. Some of those very much go in line with what we heard previously. I think the art school thing we've heard previously, the colors, the theme, two characters, summer, well, maybe not summer, but definitely 2025. So I will say, right, again, lumping on to, do I believe, this individual? And I don't have a clue. It's tough to actually, sometimes if it's the Tom Henderson of the world, of course, you kind of know. But when it comes to some of these more, foreign things, I truly do not know. But we have heard these things before. That's kind of the important takeaway is some of the main parts we've heard in the past. And I want them to be true. I think it sounds phenomenal. I am so freaking excited for it. And there were kind of questions later on in the thread, questions to the thread, I guess, where one of them talked about Yakuza 0. Is that a good comparison for the protagonist? And this individual said, yes, actually, that's exactly how it was described to me, is that. And so if you remember Yakuza 0, if you guys played it, right, Majima and Kiryu, and, you swap back and forth. That one was a little bit more 50-50. This one doesn't seem like it's going to be 50-50. I'm okay with that. I like the idea, though, of swapping off and, kind of two storylines that are connected, but maybe at times they seem apart, then they overlap, then they go back, back and forth, back and forth. I'm a fan of that. The game sounds great, and I honestly don't have any reason to doubt these folks. I love to death Persona 5. I think Metaphor while it doesn't seem to be getting like a lot of hype, I think hype is the right word. I do think it's like a game of the year contender, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be shocked if it's a masterpiece, but just very little people play it. And then, maybe they're kind of forced to announce Persona 6 faster than they wanted to, just to kind of make up for. We'll see. We'll see how that stuff goes. But, I think Metaphor looks great. And if you carry those lessons, as, some of the leaks said, right? If you can carry some of that into Persona 6, that would be fantastic. So please, for the love of God, make it be 2025. Make that be the year. I've predicted, too. I think the Game Awards make sense. I really do. You think of Jeff likes to do like 2 or 3 big games, right? Jeff Keighley. And I really think a game like Tomb Raider this year makes sense. Persona 6 makes a lot of sense. There's a couple games that I've had my eye on for probably like the last year that I think would really work as like the big surprise, the big reveals, the world premieres, whatever he calls them, at the Game Awards. So, however, maybe I got it wrong. Maybe he did. I swear I saw that he did get it wrong and he meant the Game Awards. If he didn't mean Tokyo Game Show, that is literally next week. That's literally next 1 week today. So maybe keep an eye on that. I will keep an eye on it as well. And if Persona 6 gets freaking announced next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll be covering that as well. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.